actually unbelievable, chat. Looks as though there are no new characters this week, right? So I've already seen people say like, oh, you know, maybe we could see Detail Suite in 45 minutes, something like that. Nope. No. It is a major, kind of a major celebration. So like, I guess theoretically they could do 2 data downloads in a week, but that ain't happening. So okay, there's no new characters this week, right? No ECAs, no nothing. The next time we could see like new characters maybe tweeted or something would straight up probably be in a week. So it seems like a odd decision to me to not drop an EZA this week. I think they probably are going to, but they're going to put it out alongside the next Dokkan Fest, which seems like a foolish move to me, to have a week where there's nothing, and then they're going to do, what, like an EX part? I need to take a look at this. AGL Vegeta data download. This just occurred to me, chat. Was Tech Gogeta and Physical Janemba, were they in his data download? I might have to pause and double check this. Let me do that. Was he actually in their data download? I gotta check, chat. I gotta check. Yeah, chat. It looks to be the case. It does look like it. So, yeah, here we go. All right, I'm gonna tweet this out, I guess. So I do think we could see this. Here, I'm just taking a screenshot quick. I do think we could see this next week, right? So again, the superhero characters are cooler or whatever. You know, in terms of like a last EZA for the celebration. But regardless of if they do that, I do think it's stupid to have no new characters come in this week, though. It seems dumb that they're gonna just potentially just pack in like an LR EZA with the next Dokkan Fest next week when that's not needed. They could just do the EZA this week. Seems very silly to me. Very, very silly. Alright guys, so here we go. So I just made a tweet, you know, kind of like articulating my thoughts here. Again, I do think we'll see the superhero LRs EZA next week, or Cooler and Goku, you know, whatever. But it looks like it's just going to be tied to the hip of the next Dokkan Fest, just like what happened last year. But again, I think it's a stupid decision considering there's nothing this week, right? Very dumb, very dumb. Proton did drop his thread right here. We could take a look at some of the stuff. We don't need this. So there's an Infinite Dragon Ball History stage against New Frieza Army is what it's called. Let's go ahead and take a glance at what the missions are. Uncontrollable Power and Giant Ape Power is what they want us to use for that. Okay. Sorbet, Shisame, Tagoma. I would love to see some ROF type celebration where we get a Super Bosses Golden Frieza from ROF, which does not exist right now. There's a bunch of Super Bosses Golden Friezas, but they're all from the Broly movie and shit like that. So I would love to see that. And then, you know, Sorbet, Shisame, Tagoma could get like, you know, TURs or whatever. I think it could be a fun little celebration there. Chilai, Paragus, and then we got a couple of different phases of Broly here in the Infinite Dragon Ball History stage. Keep in mind that these fights are very easy, right? Infinite Dragon Ball History stages are not challenging whatsoever. I am not really upset by that because I think it's good. Like, you know, we do have major Red Zone stages dropping tonight, right? So I think it's good to kind of drop like some kind of like weaker level content for, you know, like all types of players rather than just only spamming like big daddy hard fights. And that's what we've got here against Khalifa and Kale and Broly. We got some missions. So, beat Khalifa and Kale, beat Broly, and then 3 target Goku. Target Goku. Okay. Golden Frieza's target Goku. Let's take a look at this. Golden Frieza might not be the greatest for that fight, though, because it's very long. So we do have Golden Frieza and Gogeta. That's good. Super EZA Broly. Huh. It's interesting. Yeah, this looks to be potentially a challenging mission. Target Goku is not strong. We could definitely probably get away with this guy if we could hide him. And then, you know, if he dies, eventually he would just revive anyway. This Target Goku mission seems a little challenging. Let's look at this. Okay. So here's a Kale and Khalifa fight. So they can dodge. They do crits on their super in phase 2, and then they'll just damage you at the start of turn. Okay. Could be good towards, getting, characters that have to transform with certain HP thresholds and stuff. And then we have the actual Kale and Caulifla phase here. Caulifla has a damage threshold. She gets stronger every turn. Oh, she gets big strength on turn 3. Okay. And then Kale, oh god. Yeah, you gotta take Kale out, dude. Bro. Oh, dude, Kale is probably scary. We'll see. But, like, oh, dude, this shit, bruh, you gotta get Kale out of there. You can dodge, though, right? Like, we are able to dodge. But Kale looks like she might be scary, dude. She could be hitting really hard, really quick. They both are very similar. But like Khalifa's getting defense. Boss defense is worthless. Like, see, like this is where they go a little bit easy on us. Boss defense, pointless. I mean, I see what they're going for, right? Because they're giving her defense there, they're giving her defense right there, and then she does have a damage threshold. But like, crits just ignore it. So I don't know. She's a Ki Blast boss. Kale is a melee boss, so Wrath, Broly, and Omega will be able to handle that. And then same with phase 2. Wrath, Broly, and Omega for those two. Yeah, that's good. Omega would probably get slaughtered if he fails the counter, but that's a 70% chance. It's pretty good. We'll take that. Okay, so there's that. And we got the Broly fight. This might be the hardest fight in the game, but every phase Broly is AGL. So, he gets damage per turn, nothing crazy. Phase 2 is a locking boss, and he messes with your orbs too. So locking is always a challenge. Phase 3 looks like he doesn't have any gimmicks. And then phase 4 at the end here, he's getting 50% attack when he supers, massive damage every turn. He gets defense every turn. He gets damage and defense every time you hit him. And then he dodge cancels. So he could be this could be a very challenging boss. And his super attack is an other type super. This is the type of fight that could give Omega's team potentially a bit of issues. That's like way longer. Potentially. We'll see. It depends on how quickly Broly is hitting. Like, what his initial damage is looking like matters a lot. But, I mean, he is able to build up a lot of damage. And dodge being canceled is scary, dude. Like, that dodge really allows you to get away with a lot. So, if the boss is just saying, yeah, nah, then that shit is terrifying, dude. So we'll see. We'll see. This could be very challenging. The fact, though, that he's AGL the whole way through, I mean, could he be a Super Vegito victim, right? Wrath Broly victim? I mean, this certainly helps Super Vegito out massively. Boss just being straight tech. I mean, you know how much damage those fucking counters are going to be doing? Whew. Although, you are going to be buffing them every time you hit them, right? So, it's interesting. It's interesting. This could be a good Super Vegito fight, though. Keep that in mind. Like, if this fight is very, very difficult, and Super Vegito may be back in a major way here. In kind of like non-festival content, right? He's still effective as long as he's not, like, locked or AoE'd. But this could be a fight where the actual Super Vegito fusion could be putting in work. We got some missions here. So there's Patan. Tomorrow is Patan. We've got the planets, survival of the fittest, the life or death planet. We'll see how tough it's going to get. This is going to be ending on the 25th there, okay? We have the red zone missions, which we looked at, and then there's the Infinite Dragon Ball History, which is on the 25th as well. There is also going to be Purunga Dragon Balls, new Purunga Dragon Balls on the 25th also. Then we have a support memory here. Thank you. 10% attack and defense for Gifted Warrior or Pure Saiyan category allies. Really quite good. Here is the actual animation. Here, let me just do this, and let me just reset. So here's what we got in terms of the animation for this. It's Broly and then my baby girl right here. Oh my god. That's a really good support memory too, by the way. Gifted Warrior and Pure Saiyan. Very, very good. So, alright guys, that appears to be it Pretty small data download. Honestly, pretty shocking to me, I would say. I certainly thought we were going to see major EZAs right now. So what do we got here? Yep, New Frieza Army, the Pure Saiyan Red Zone, Patan. Looks like we got ROF, BoJack movie, Bio Broly, and yeah, that's Bio Broly, and then some Dragon Ball Super Broly as well. Yeah, so it's just a bunch of different movies, some random kind of like movie characters. Who are the Platinums? 9th anniversary Gogeta and Broly are the Platinums. Okay. So probably that right here. This is a Platinum, and this is the Platinum. And then these two would just be golds. This is a gold, and this is probably a gold right there as well. All right. And then we got the support memory. All right, guys. There it is. Very, very weak day. Well, I mean, the fights could be good, but no new characters to me seems like a very foolish move, especially if they're just going to slam them into next week's data download with the next Dokkan Fest. Silly decision, chat. Silly decision.